How's it going today, guys? So today we're going to be talking about the January effect on the stock market. Now this is a very simple video. It's going to be a short one, and it's going to be a quick one as far as the information we have to cover here. But you guys were curious about this, so I figured we might as well explain it since January is in fact right around the corner. So the January effect is something that you may notice with the prices of stocks and the market. So generally what you're going to see historically is that stocks kind of fall in December. Stocks kind of suck in December. You're going to see stock prices fall. You're going to see a lot of people selling off. And then in January, you're going to usually see a recovery. You're going to see stock prices begin to climb again. And a lot of people have the question of why is that the way that this is? We saw a big sell-off this year in December with the tech stocks, and we'll see what happens in January, whether or not these begin to come back. But a lot of people were concerned. They were seeing stocks like Nvidia being hit hard, or some of the FANG stocks, and they're going, what is going on? Is this signs of a market crash, or what exactly is this? But really, it was just the January effect, okay? Or the beginning of the January effect, where we see stocks begin to decline in the month of December. So we do expect stocks to recover in January historically, given what we have seen, and a lot of the tech stocks have already began to, recover. So I'm not expecting that we're going to have any kind of big, market correction here in January. I think that what we are seeing here is very typical of the decline in December and that rally in January. Now the thing is, this right here, this effect has become less and less noticeable over the years. That is because more and more people know about the January effect. We're going to go over the reasons why this is, but the number one question people usually have when we talk about this is, could you potentially capitalize on the January effect? If you know that certain stocks are going to fall in December and then they're going to rally in January, could you possibly capitalize on that? And the truth is, guys, that this effect becomes less and less noticeable every single year due to the fact that more and more people know about it. So when more people are trying to capitalize on an opportunity, the opportunity becomes smaller and smaller, because as people are selling off in December, people are going, okay, the January effect might be kicking in, maybe I'll scoop up some shares. And when they're scooping them up, they're raising that demand and they're not going to fall as far. And then again, when you have more people in January selling those off, you're not going to have as much of a price swing to capitalize on. So my answer would be there's really no opportunities that I could see that you could capitalize on for the January effect here. So unless you were someone who picked up on the drop of tech stocks in December and scooped up some of those, there's really no opportunities here to capitalize on this January effect. But it's just something that's worth mentioning, especially due to this time of year. And so I figured I would explain why we see this happen. So first of all, why does the stock market suck in December? Why did stocks, go into a bit of a sell-off? Why do we see tech stocks go into a sell-off? So first of all, it might be people looking to take a tax write-off. They want to write off a loss on their tax return for the following year. So just so you guys know, I know we've talked about this in some of my other videos, but you can write off up to $3,000 per year in capital losses and deduct that from your total income. So you might have somebody who's been holding on to a losing position all year. They're saying, okay, I'll give it till the end of the year, see if it will recover. And by December, they've given up. They say, you know what, this thing's a dog. It's not going anywhere. Why don't I just sell it and recognize that capital loss and deduct it from my income? So that's one of the reasons that you may see stocks decline in December, is the fact that people are doing what is called tax loss harvesting, or selling stocks at a loss to recognize that capital loss and deduct it from their income on their tax return. The second reason is due to sector rotation. That is when big institutional buyers are moving out of one sector and moving into another. They've decided they want to sell off profits in one area, which this for us was tech, and they decide to move into another area. That can trigger a sell-off, and then we can see stock prices falling just because big institutional buyers are reallocating their funds and deciding to move their money into sectors that have more potential going into the next year. Another thing is just rebalancing. A lot of people are rebalancing their portfolios at the end of the year. Many people do this twice a year. That's usually what's recommended, is rebalance twice a year. Some people do it more frequently, and some people unfortunately never do it at all. But some people are rebalancing their portfolios, moving things around, and that again can cause prices to fluctuate. And another one that many people don't really talk about is it could just be vacation time for these big investors, the hedge fund managers and whatnot. They may decide they want to, put their portfolio on autopilot and go take a vacation. So they're going to sell anything that they're concerned about. And yeah, that may also result in a sell-off in the month of December. Just the fact that a lot of people might be looking to take a vacation and put their portfolios and their management on ice at that point. So they're selling some of the stuff that they don't want to be keeping an eye on. They're just keeping the core of their portfolio. So then why do we see stocks begin to rise in January if that's the case in December? Well, first of all, one reason could be that there's some bonus income that people are getting that's being invested, whether it be a Christmas bonus or a bonus from your job. If you're responsible, maybe some people are saying, okay, I'm going to go ahead and invest that in the stock market, which you may see people investing their bonus income, which is going to be stimulus entering the market and more people buying up stocks, thus, increasing the demand for stocks. Another thing could be repurchasing. So again, there's something called the wash sale rule. It has to do with recognizing a capital loss. Basically, if you were to sell a stock and buy it back within 30 days, that's considered to be not a valid capital loss, so you can't recognize a capital loss on an investment if you buy the same thing back within 30 days. But if you wait longer than 30 days and you buy back the same investment, then you can in fact recognize a capital loss. So what a lot of people do is they sell something off in December, and then 31 days later, or at least greater than 30 days later, they buy it back, and they can recognize that capital loss and write it off on their tax return. So you may have people that decided to, take advantage of some tax loss harvesting, and then they're going to buy back that same investment come January once the wash sale rule is no longer in place. And then the final reason is it may just be the fact that there's a lot of people who have New Year's resolutions, and maybe that resolution is to invest for the first time or be more responsible with their money. So you may just be seeing more new faces entering the market as people use this as a time to, do something new with their life. And you may see a lot of people out there saying, okay, I'm going to start investing in January, my New Year's resolution. But anyways, guys, that is the January effect. That is why we often see prices decline in December and then rally in January, and I thought it was an interesting topic to cover given this time of the year. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like. If you guys haven't checked out my channel merch, I'm wearing the Super Investor shirt right now. I got a link for this and my other merchandise in the description below. And that's all I got for this video. So if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to be notified of any future uploads. And as always, I thank you for taking the time to watch this video.